Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, today I'm gonna retell a TED Talk video hosted by Chris Lonsdale. Chris explained how to learn a second language in 6 months. There are 5 principles and 7 actions. The first principle for learning a language is to focus on a language content that is relevant to you. This brings us to the tools. We master tools by using tools, and we learn tools the fastest way when they are relevant to us. A keyboard is a tool. Typing Chinese a certain way. There are methods for this. That's a tool. He had a college many years ago, and one night they had a crisis. They had 48 hours to deliver a training manual in Chinese. And she got the job, and he can guarantee in 48 hours she learned to type Chinese because it was relevant. It was meaningful, it was important, and she was using tool to create a value. The second principle for learning a language is to use your language as a tool to communicate right from the day one. When he first arrived in China, he didn't speak a word of Chinese, and on his second week, he got to take a train ride overnight. He spent 8 hours sitting in the dining car talking to the one of the guards on the train. He took an interest in his for some reason. And they just chat all night in Chinese, and he was drawing pictures and making movement with his hands and facial expressions, and piece by piece, he understood more and more. But what was cool was two weeks later, when people were talking Chinese around him, he was understanding some of this, and he hadn't even made any effort to learn that. What had happened, he absorbed it that night on the train. The third principle, when you first understand the message, then you will acquire the language unconsciously. Comprehension is key, and language learning is not about accumulating lots of knowledge. In many ways, it's about psychological training. A woman he knew from Taiwan did great English at school. She got A grades all the way through. When through college, a grade went to the United States, and found she couldn't understand what people were saying. We have filters in our brain that filter in the sounds that we are familiar with, and they filter out the sound of language that we're not. And if you can hear it, you won't understand it. If you can understand it, you are not going to learn it. So you have to be able to hear the sound. The next principle is psychological training. Speaking takes muscle. You've got 43 muscles in your face. You have to coordinate those in a way that you make sounds that other people will understand. And the final principle is state. Psychological state. If you are sad, angry, worried, or upset, you are not going to learn. Periods. If you are happy, relaxed, in an alpha brain state, curious, you are going to learn quickly. And very specifically, you need to be tolerant of ambiguity. After all, you'll be incredibly upset all the time because you are not perfect. If you are comfortable with getting some, just paying attention to what do you understand, you are going to be fine, relax, and you'll be learning quickly. Next is 7 action. First is to listen a lot. The second action is that you get the meaning first. The third action is mixing. Next action is focus on the core. Action number 5 is get a language parent. Number 6 is copy the face. And the last action is direct connect to mental image. So there are 5 principles that we need to work it with 7 action. If we do any of them, we are going to improve. And remember, these are things under us control as the learner. Do them all and we are going to be fluent in second language in 6 months. And I think that's all. Thanks for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.